This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about one of those guys who made a bunch. Dwayne Johnson, reviving his character The Rock, made his first live appearance as a WWE performer at a live TV event. It was the February 14th Raw. This is his first appearance since his contract expired at the end of 2004, so it's a big deal. He's 38 years old, and Meltzer would write, as expected, he was revealed to be the mystery guest host for WrestleMania. He came out in the final segment of the show and cut about a 20-minute promo, delivering every single catchphrase in some form or another, and tore the roof off of the Honda Center in Anaheim. Johnson was calling himself the most electrifying man in all of entertainment and teasing confrontations with both John Cena and The Miz. The crowd didn't know how to take the tease of Cena's confrontation and bad-mouthing Cena, and in fact, there were some boos. Probably the vast majority of the audience had no idea of Cena a few years ago, knocking Johnson for never returning. Johnson claimed he wasn't there because of the money, he wasn't there to promote a movie, and he made fun of Cena's bad movies as a receipt from the 2008 moment when he inducted his father and grandfather in the Hall of Fame. But he did note that he did Doom, and well, that was a bad movie too. Johnson says, "I'm never leaving again." And Meltzer would say this is an interesting career decision because for years he had phased out the name The Rock, going just by Dwayne Johnson in the movies. And he did well as a kid star, but in returning to the action genre, he bought the name The Rock back. And it's been part of him trying to maybe reconnect with the wrestling audience. Since 2009, he had been saying he was interested in returning for a Raw, but he wanted to do something with great impact. With WrestleMania needing a celebrity lure because it was missing the special spark, Rock was the guy. So chat me up. You were around when Rock was hot and on top before. When he comes back, this had to be a happening because when he comes back, he's not just coming back as a former top guy. He's coming back as the biggest star in the world, right?
Absolutely. And that has only grown and prospered. And it's on the responsibility of people watching. When he says he's never leaving again, this guy's not telling you he's going to be on Raw every week.
Right.
He's going to tell you that he knows now that he lost some of his audience because wrestling fans are awesome, man. They are very, very loyal. But when they really figure out, and you've been gone 5 or 6 or 7 weeks, that you're really gone, they find somebody else to pull for. And what would you expect them to do? Rock, after he left and he pursued his acting career, he was gone for a very long time. And when he said, "Hey, I'm not leaving again," he meant, guys, I'm going to be popping back in periodically. I would be very, very surprised if I'm wrong on that deal. He didn't mean I'll be here every Monday and I'll be there for SmackDown on Tuesday. But he already had established himself in Hollywood. It made him a bigger star, and he was just so good on that mic. It's like he had never missed a beat. He is one of those guys that can go out there and literally for 10, 12, 14 minutes, because of his delivery and intelligence and just his personality, he can entertain an audience for that long. And it's amazing.
All time, as far as talkers in the business, take yourself off the list. Who's up there? Who's on your Mount Rushmore of promo guys?
Well, I mean, how can you not put that guy there?
He's there, but who's joining him, do you think?
Well, I think if you're talking about connecting with the audience, you got to put Austin there, right?
Sure.
How can you not put Rick?
Yep.
Now there's that next place, where it gets a little bit, gray. I like the Jake the Snake Roberts when he was evil.
Oh yeah, it was hard to beat.
Evil Jake with the snake, and he just had that low voice, and when he talked, he pulled you in because it was the tone of his voice.
Different.
Sucked you in. Totally different. And I'm sure there's a lot of people. How do you not put Dusty Rhodes on that list?
It's all a matter of opinion. If you said Terry Funk or Hulk Hogan or Dusty Rhodes, we could go on and on and on, but clearly The Rock is on that short list of great promo guys.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be. And, before we, get off of The Rock, you and I have talked, and I am 100%, shooting with this like I know you are. We meet a lot of people in life and your business, Conrad, and, and my business, and just in different places. You meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we've always treated, I think we agree on certain people, the way they treat us.
Yeah, of course.
It's reciprocal. Just because a guy's not popular with 3/4 of the locker room, if he's been nice to me and polite to me and, receptive to me, hey, I like the guy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I base it on. So before WCW was bought, The Rock had already flamed up. I mean, he was red hot, but it was before the company had been bought. I was walking through Pittsburgh Airport early one morning. We had done a show there the night before, and it was empty. I mean, just empty. So I don't know if you know about Pittsburgh, but it's pretty spread out.
Yep.
Places to eat are spread out. But I had found a place there where, I'd bellied up to the bar and was placing an order, but there was nobody around. And all of a sudden, I hear Enforcer. And I turn around, and it's Rock. I'd never met Rock. He just said, you got just a moment? I said, well, yeah. He goes, I just want to thank you for everything you've contributed to the business. All your hard work and dedication and all the things and what you mean to the industry, and, just a plethora of nice things. Shook my hand, gave me a hug, and turned. He had two guys with him that were off a little bit at a distance. The three of those guys took off. Now, I'd never met this guy. How he recognized me with my back turned. A lot of guys got bald spots. Couldn't have been that. But it's just one of those things to where I could count on one hand times I've been treated that respectfully, and that was one of them. And it just floored me. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just kept walking, and we would have never even made eye contact. But that's kind of the guy he is. He's just a classy, respectful, talented guy that I, for one, am tickled to death for all of his success.
Absolutely.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy and a bigger professional. And all my dealings with him, as few as they were with WWE in a wrestling capacity, because that was way above my pay grade. I mean, he had his own, I think Brian Gewirtz was his writer. He had his own producer, and, it went all the way to the top. Vince, I think, did some of Rock's producing. But that's the guy he is.
Well, here's how he recognized you. I mean, when you look over and you see 250 pounds of country bulk on a bar stool, it kind of stands out.
Cultured bulk.
You said country bulk back.
I never said country. Cultured bulk.
Well, I'm going to play it for you because Tony and I howled with laughter. We loved it, and we're going to start selling T-shirts.
Tony who?
Giovanto.
Never said country. Cultured bulk.
Are you denying that you're country?
No, I'm country. And had I mumbled that maybe, and you just misheard it, you're going to have to pull it up, play it loud, dissect it.
We're going to break it down like the JFK film. Here we go, though. Let's talk about this segment with The Rock. Apparently, it was originally proposed to call the segment Leave It to Bieber and tease to the public that Justin Bieber might actually be revealed to be the guest host. And then they were going to swerve him and reveal that it was The Rock. Meltzer smartly says that would have been a terrible idea. The reaction would have been horrific. Do you remember there ever being serious discussion about doing something with Bieber? Because Bieber was over like a rover back then.
To who? Who was he over with?
Kids, girls.
Not our audience.
Well, but you guys were marketing Cena to kids. Maybe you could have got the little girls to watch too. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. Maybe.
Are you actually putting Cena and Justin Bieber in the same box?
Okay, maybe not exactly. Let's move on.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.